$150,000, looking for $160,000 next.
Jason would sit watching the show frame by frame, making drawings, doing computer animations, trying to get everything.
You've watched Rudolph every Christmas, but did you know the original puppets vanished for decades? They were hiding in someone's attic, played with by children, until the paint cracked and wires poked out. When they resurfaced, they sold for over $360,000.
And sold.
With the buyer's premium, that brought the total for Santa and Rudolph to $368,000.
But that's just the beginning. From missing songs to secret minds, this 1964 classic hides stranger stories than you ever imagined. These are 25 facts that'll change how you watch Rudolph forever. Fact 1. The $1 million puppets hidden in an attic.
He opens it up and my heart skipped a beat. I've seen Rudolph and Santa Claus.
For nearly 40 years, the original Rudolph and Santa puppets were considered lost forever. A studio secretary named Arlene Shea took them home after filming Wrapped in 1964, and her kids actually played with them like regular toys. By the time they resurfaced in 2005, Rudolph's antlers were broken, Santa's face was cracked, and both were covered in dust. Restoration took months of delicate work. They sold at auction for $368,000 combined, and now live at Atlanta's Center for Puppetry Arts, protected behind museum glass forever. Fact 2. Rudolph's nose used real electrical power.
You wouldn't mind my red nose?
Not if you don't mind me being a dentist.
Rudolph's famous glowing nose wasn't animation trickery or painted effects. The puppet actually had a genuine 12-volt incandescent light bulb surgically implanted inside his head, powered by thin wires running through his body. The Tokyo animation team had to carefully position him near power sources for every single shot.
When you're looking at those on the TV screen, you're not watching them in 3 dimensions, and so he had to come up with how big is that thing? And
the bulb generated surprising heat, risking melted clay and singed fur during long filming sessions. That authentic red glow required real electricity flowing through a puppet smaller than a shoebox. It's the tiniest, most dangerous Christmas light ever filmed. Fact 3. The show was banned in several countries.
Nice around here, isn't it? I call it Christmas Town, better known as the North Pole.
Surprisingly, Rudolph faced international controversy. Several European countries initially refused to broadcast it, claiming the bullying scenes were too intense for children. Sweden cut nearly 8 minutes, removing Rudolph's classmates mocking him and his father's shame. Japan, ironically where it was made, didn't air it until 1979 because Christmas wasn't culturally significant. Even some American parent groups complained that Santa seemed mean and judgmental. The show that taught acceptance was itself rejected by many cultures. Today it airs in over 100 countries, proving good messages eventually break through. Fact 4. Hermie's dentist dream had dark origins.
Who are you?
Well, actually, I am a dentist.
The misfit elf who wanted to be a dentist wasn't random comedy. Writer Romeo Muller based Hermie on his own childhood dentist, Dr. Philip Ritter, who'd actually failed out of dental school twice before succeeding. Muller remembered how Ritter told him, "Everyone said I'd never make it, but I proved them wrong." That real-life underdog story became Hermie's entire character arc. The scene where Hermie pulls Bumble's teeth was inspired by Ritter's specialty in difficult extractions. One struggling dentist accidentally became a Christmas icon representing career dreams everywhere. Fact 5. Clarice's song was written in 15 minutes.
There's always tomorrow for dreams to come true.
There's Always Tomorrow. The gentle song Clarice sings to comfort Rudolph was composed by Johnny Marks in just 15 minutes during a panic. The producer called saying they needed one more emotional song immediately for the next recording session. Mark sat at his piano, thought about his own daughter's empathy, and the melody flowed out complete. It became the special's most touching moment. Singer Janet Orenstein recorded it in a single take, crying real tears by the end. Sometimes the most beautiful art comes from pressure and pure emotion colliding perfectly. Fact 6. The Island of Misfit Toys represents real rejects.
Seems elves have that certain knack for toy making, all except for this this one misfit.
Every misfit toy was based on actual manufacturing defects from 1950s and 60s factories. The Charlie in the Box referenced thousands of Jack in the Boxes with wrong character labels that Montgomery Ward returned. The train with square wheels mimicked a real Fisher-Price disaster. The spotted elephant came from a die batch error that created 10,000 unsellable plush toys. Even the doll who loved no one represented returns from children who rejected their Christmas gifts. Rankin Bass turned real retail failures into beloved characters, giving discarded mistakes a second chance at happiness and purpose. Fact 7. Burl Ives recorded drunk and nobody noticed. According to studio legend, folk singer Burl Ives showed up to recording sessions for Sam the Snowman noticeably intoxicated, sipping from a flask between takes. The director almost sent him home, but Ives's performance was so naturally warm and grandfatherly that they kept everything. His slightly slurred, relaxed delivery made Sam feel more authentic and cozy. Whether the story's entirely true remains debated, but audio engineers swear his voice sounds mellower than his other 1960s recordings. That laid-back snowman narrator might have been literally laid back. His performance still feels perfect regardless. Fact 8. Yukon Cornelius was almost the villain.
Hey, you get spit that away.
Early scripts portrayed Yukon Cornelius as the story's antagonist, a greedy prospector who wanted to capture Rudolph and sell him to a circus for profit. Test audiences hated it, finding him too scary for a Christmas special. Writers completely rewrote his character during production, transforming him into a lovable buffoon searching for peppermint instead of gold. Voice actor Larry Mann improvised most of Yukon's dialogue, including the iconic "Wahoo!" Some original villain animation still exists in archives, showing a much darker, more menacing version that thankfully never aired. Fact 9. The abominable snow monster has a real name. Bumble isn't just a nickname. It's actually short for abominable, but the creature has a proper name few know: Ymir. Rankin Bass named him after the Norse mythology frost giant, though they never mention it on screen. In deleted storyboards, Yukon actually calls him Ymir the Terrible before shortening it to Bumble. The design was inspired by 1950s B-movie monsters, specifically the Yeti from Hammer Films. At 18 inches tall, Bumble was the largest puppet ever created for the production, requiring 2 animators simultaneously operating different body parts. Fact 10. CBS paid only $500 for broadcast rights.
This is a Christmas tradition. 1964 is when the film was made, and it definitely has a warm spot in.
Despite costing over $500,000 to produce, CBS purchased broadcast rights for just $500 in 1965 for unlimited airings. It's possibly the worst business deal in television history. Rankin Bass desperately needed cash flow and didn't understand the special's future value. CBS aired it annually for 50 years, generating an estimated $150 million in advertising revenue from that initial $500 investment. When NBC finally acquired rights in 2024, they paid $10 million. That's a 20,000x increase. One tiny contract signature became the greatest broadcasting bargain ever made. Fact 11. The medieval timestamp error.
Hi there, aren't you the sturdy little fellow? Ho, 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 ho.
The opening credits display Roman numerals reading MCLXIV, translating to 1164 AD instead of 1964. This 800-year mistake has survived through countless remasters, HD transfers, and 4K restorations. Technical editors noticed it decades ago, but kept it intentionally as an inside joke and fan Easter egg. Some theories suggest it was deliberate, referencing medieval Christmas traditions. Others claim the graphics artist simply didn't understand Roman numerals. Either way, every time you watch Rudolph, you're technically time traveling to the Middle Ages, where knights celebrated Christmas with glowing reindeer noses. Fact 12. Santa's personality changed between versions.
Well, it needs work. I have to go.
What does Papa know? It's beautiful.
Original 1964 broadcasts showed Santa as genuinely cruel. openly mocking Donner about Rudolph's nose and calling him a disgrace. Parent complaints flooded NBC. In 1965, they re-recorded several of Santa's lines with softer delivery and added reaction shots making him look remorseful. Later video releases digitally altered his facial expressions during mean moments. Modern streaming versions show the gentlest Santa edit. There are technically 4 different Santa personalities across various releases. Track down the original 1964 recording and you'll meet a surprisingly harsh Kris Kringle who needed serious attitude adjustment. Fact 13. Dolly was abandoned by her owner.
I haven't any dreams left to dream. We'll never get off this island.
Dolly Fursue's defect isn't physical, it's psychological trauma. Producers revealed she represents a child's actual toy thrown away after being loved, then discarded for something newer. Her depression stems from genuine abandonment issues. This disturbing detail makes her the darkest misfit toy. While others have manufacturing flaws, Dolly's brokenness came from human cruelty. Child psychologists later praised this portrayal for validating kids' feelings about losing beloved possessions. Some parents found it too heavy for Christmas programming. Dolly's quiet sadness still resonates as the special's most emotionally complex character study. Fact 14. We're a couple of misfits vanished for decades.
When Christmas Day is here, the most wonderful day of the year.
From 1965 to 1998, television broadcasts completely removed the song We're a Couple of Misfits, replacing it with Fame and Fortune. Networks never explained why. The song returned only on home video releases, shocking fans who'd never heard it. Theories suggest the word misfit seemed too negative for sponsors, or the song's message about not fitting in made advertisers uncomfortable. An entire generation grew up without hearing Rudolph and Hermie's friendship anthem. When it finally returned, it immediately became fan favorite. The 33-year absence remains one of television's strangest unexplained censorship mysteries. Fact 15. Real yak hair created Santa's beard.
You should be ashamed of yourself. What a pity. He had a nice takeoff, too.
Santa's luxurious white beard contained authentic yak hair imported from Tibet, costing more than all other materials combined. Each individual hair was hand-glued, strand by strand, taking 3 weeks to complete. Animators brushed it before every frame, using doll-sized combs to maintain perfect fluffiness. Under hot studio lights, the natural hair absorbed moisture and had to be blow-dried between shots. The dedication to realistic beard physics seems absurd now, but that attention to detail made Santa feel tangible and real. One Tibetan yak unknowingly contributed to 60 years of Christmas magic and childhood wonder. Fact 16. The production took 18 months to complete.
We'll hide Rudolph's nose.
Hide it?
Yeah. Come here, boy.
Stop-motion animation required photographing 24 frames for every second of footage. The entire 52-minute special needed over 74,000 individual photographs. Animators worked 12-hour shifts, 6 days weekly, moving puppets millimeters at a time. Filming alone took 14 months. One 5-second scene of Rudolph running required 3 full days of work. The Tokyo studio maintained absolute temperature control because humidity warped puppets. Any mistake meant restarting entire sequences from scratch. When you watch Rudolph flying, remember someone spent weeks positioning that puppet mid-air, photographing, adjusting, and repeating thousands of times. Fact 17. Clarice almost didn't exist.
Why, any doe would consider herself lucky to be with you.
Yeah?
Early scripts contained no female reindeer character. NBC executives insisted on adding a love interest to appeal to girl viewers, fearing boys-only adventure wouldn't attract family audiences. Writer Romeo Muller created Clarice reluctantly in just one afternoon. Her name came from his college girlfriend who dated him despite his awkwardness. The "I think you're cute" line was something she actually said to him. What began as network-mandated gender balance accidentally became the story's emotional heart. Clarice's unconditional acceptance of Rudolph's difference now defines the special's core message about loving people for who they are. Fact 18. The special cost more than most movies.
Where are we?
Hey, looky up there.
Rankin Bass spent $504,000 producing Rudolph, when average Hollywood movies cost $400,000. Stop motion was incredibly expensive, requiring custom-built puppets, international crews, and endless patience. General Electric nearly canceled funding 3 times, calling it financial insanity for television. Most TV specials cost under $50,000. The gamble paid off spectacularly. Rudolph drew 55% of American television viewers that first night and has aired annually since. Adjusted for inflation, that's $5 million spent on what became a $2 billion franchise across 6 decades. Sometimes the craziest investments yield the most magical returns. Fact 19. Rudolph's voice actress was 27 years old.
Why am I such a misfit? I am not just a nitwit.
Billie Mae Richards was a 27-year-old mother when she voiced young Rudolph, making her sound decades younger than her actual age. She recorded in Canada while animation happened in Japan, never seeing the puppets during performance. Richards based Rudolph's trembling voice on her shy 5-year-old son who'd been bullied at school. She recorded most lines while crying actual tears, channeling maternal protectiveness. Her incredible vocal performance earned just $750 total. She voiced Rudolph in 3 later specials but was never invited to anniversary celebrations. The voice millions know remained anonymous until internet fans rediscovered her story. Fact 20. Japan created it without celebrating Christmas.
Now listen, we have dolls that cry, talk, walk, blink, and run a temperature.
Tadao Mochinaga's Tokyo Animation Studio employed 23 artists, none of whom celebrated Christmas culturally. They learned about Santa Claus, reindeer, and snow traditions specifically for this project. Many had never seen real snow, working entirely from photographs. Their outsider perspective actually helped, approaching Christmas iconography with fresh artistic eyes rather than cultural assumptions. They focused purely on emotion and movement rather than traditions. This Japanese team, working in springtime, in a country where Christmas meant nothing, somehow captured Christmas spirit more authentically than most Western productions. Cultural distance created unexpected artistic magic and universal emotional truth. Fact 21. Bumble's roar came from a tiger.
When someday you return to Christmas Town, would you tell Santa about our homeless toys?
The abominable snow monster's terrifying roar was actually a Bengal tiger's snarl recorded at the Bronx Zoo, then pitch shifted lower and layered with grizzly bear growls. Sound designer Hal Smith spent 3 months at various zoos recording predators. The most frightening take came when the tiger charged the recording equipment during feeding time. That genuine aggression translated to Bumble's menacing presence. After Yukon removes his teeth, they switched to puppy whimpers and baby seal sounds for Nice Bumble. The transformation from apex predator to gentle giant happened entirely through audio manipulation and creative layering. Fact 22. The network switch after 50 years.
All right, son, try it on.
I don't wanna. Daddy, I don't like it.
You'll like it and wear it.
Oh, but Daddy.
After airing exclusively on CBS since 1972, Rudolph jumped to NBC in 2024, ending a 52-year relationship. CBS lost broadcast rights during contract renegotiations when NBC offered triple the licensing fee. The move shocked television historians, as Rudolph represented CBS's longest-running annual program. NBC promoted it as coming home, since the special originally premiered on NBC in 1964. The network shift brought 4K restoration, new behind-the-scenes content, and introduced Rudolph to streaming platforms. Sometimes, even the most stable traditions change channels, proving nothing lasts forever except the story itself. Fact 23. Hermes dentistry tools were real.
All right, dentist, you take it from here.
The tiny pliers and dental instruments Hermes uses are actual miniature surgical tools, borrowed from a Tokyo ophthalmologist who specialized in eye surgeries. Each tool measured under 1 inch long. Animators needed functioning tools that could realistically grip and pull Bumble's teeth convincingly. Regular props looked fake on camera. The doctor loaned his entire microsurgery kit, and animators never returned it, accidentally making it permanently part of television history. Those real medical instruments now sit in a museum display, having extracted more famous teeth than any dentist ever did. Medical precision made fictional dentistry believable. Fact 24. Johnny Marks' musical monopoly. Composer Johnny Marks wrote every song in Rudolph, but also owned rights to the original 1949 hit song his brother-in-law Robert May created. This meant Marks collected royalties from both the TV special and the Gene Autry recording simultaneously. He earned an estimated $3 million annually from Rudolph-related music until his death in 1985. His estate still collects six figures yearly. One family essentially owns Christmas through strategic marriages and songwriting talent. The Marks-May family connection created the most profitable holiday music empire in history, all starting from a department store promotional giveaway booklet. Fact 25. Two sets of puppets may exist.
Meanwhile, the elves are bustling with activity. Christmas is over, but they still keep busy with lessons and...
Some animation historians believe the puppets in Atlanta's museum aren't the ones actually used for filming. Evidence suggests the real screen-used puppets remained in Tokyo, while Rankin Bass sent promotional duplicate puppets to America for publicity tours. Japanese customs records show only 2 puppets entering the US in 1964, but production notes mention 6 being constructed. If true, the authentic Rudolph and Santa might still be sleeping quietly in a Tokyo warehouse, forgotten for 60 years. 2 Rudolphs, both heroes, one lighting our screens, one lost in history's snowdrifts, waiting. And there you have it, 25 of the strangest, most surprising secrets hiding inside Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's incredible how a simple puppet show built in Tokyo, voiced in Canada, and loved in America still finds its way back to our screens every December. Maybe that's the real Christmas magic. Not just the glowing nose, but how it keeps lighting up generations. Next time you watch, you'll never see it the same way again.